We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And, you know, is the price worth it?
I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it.
Democracy home, because we don't have one. And if we had one, I'm convinced that the decency of the people in this country would never allow to happen what we see happening around the world in our name and with our money. And
but most of the houses belong to ordinary Palestinians. Thousands have lost their homes, some with only moments' notice. And there's no compensation. For 2 years, despite tear gas and bullets, a small group of British and American protesters from the International Solidarity Movement has tried to stop the bulldozers.
Me to my core. On the 16th of March, we marched to the field to lessen demolition with our bodies as shields. Yeah, we took on Goliath, but instead of stones, we got fluorescent orange jackets and a megaphone. Rachel proved our Western immunity was gone as she knelt in her pew to sing her final song. As she raised her voice and sang her final song, protecting the home of Dr. Samir, the family of whom she'd grown to hold dear. She couldn't let the dozer crush their hopes and dreams, so she pleaded with the soldier.
Came and started just throwing things around and starting a fight, but there were soldiers back them up behind them with guns, and so he had to just sit there and let these little girls and these women like beat him up and tear up his shop.
Join us on a journey for human rights. The Wheels of Justice bus tour started by being named after an Iraqi boy decapitated by U.S. cluster bombs.
The bus runs on biodiesel and has had a number of reincarnations in different forms, and these are just pictures of what the bus looked like at various times, and this is how it looks like today.
We have spoken at hundreds of colleges and universities. We discussed root causes of violence in classes ranging from global studies to history to politics. We've told our stories to over 100 middle and high schools, speaking to thousands of students over the years, including school assemblies like this one in upstate New York. We also spoke at churches and community centers, participated in worship, and explain what we are doing at mosques and other gatherings.
In my view, the way to solve this problem is through a simple one-word thing, called justice. If you have justice, if you allow refugees to return, and you remove the injustice, you bring peace. It happens everywhere in the world. Justice brings peace. In fact, Amnesty International issued the 10-point agenda for peace, which I urge everybody to read.
The Wheels of Justice tour brings eyewitness accounts to occupation in Iraq and Palestine. We call for adherence to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We oppose all violence against any civilians. Every human being has a right to live. Through education, outreach, nonviolent actions, and personal witness, we stand in opposition to the violence and injustice of war, terror, and occupation. We recognize that to find peace, The root injustice must be sought, seen, and directly dealt with. We seek and practice nonviolent alternatives to the current violence and advocate solutions to the roots of war in Iraq and Palestine, Israel, and our own communities.
None of this would be possible without the help of our volunteers and our host families like this one, or our speakers, or our bus drivers, or our community hosts who organize the events for us, or the school teachers who invite us to speak to their classes.
All that's behind you now is sadness, I know. Look ahead, see the moonlight, see the sun, see the sun. Crying's over and we're all one. There was a time when we let the bombs all freely fall, when children didn't grow to be so very tall. But that's all behind us, it's too far gone now to see. The crying's over, yes it's done. The crying's over, ain't you glad, ain't you glad? All that's behind us. Crying's over, we're all one. What it took, I don't really know, but I do know it to be a fact. There's no such thing as nations under God, but simply children, one and all. People didn't smile at first when they didn't have their guns. Who'll like it, we're all one. Crying's over, ain't you glad, ain't you glad? All that's behind you now is sadness, I know. But look ahead, see the moonlight, see the sun, see the sun. Crying's over, we're all one. Try to do that with me. Crying's over, ain't you glad, ain't you glad? All that's behind us now is sadness, I know. But look ahead, see the moonlight, see the sun, see the sun. Crying's over.